At the end of the 19th century, the world was undergoing unprecedented transformation. The Industrial Revolution had brought advancements that profoundly changed how people lived, worked, and traveled. Steam-powered machines drove trains and boats, enabling faster and more efficient transportation than ever before. However, these technologies had limitations. They were large, heavy, and required significant infrastructure, such as tracks or navigable rivers. Individual transportation still relied on horses or carriages, meaning mobility was far from practical or accessible to everyone. It was evident there was room for innovations that allowed faster, more reliable travel, independent of tracks or animals. In this scenario, the search for an alternative began, a lightweight, compact engine capable of powering small vehicles. In the field of engineering, a few visionaries were already thinking beyond steam engines. While many still believed animal traction was irreplaceable, engineers in different parts of the world began experimenting with new forms of propulsion. Research into internal combustion engines using fuels like gasoline was still in its early stages, but promised to overcome steam's limitations. It was in this context that two German engineers, Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach, decided to dedicate their lives to an ambitious mission, creating an engine that could revolutionize transportation. Both had worked with stationary engines, used for industrial machinery, but were dissatisfied with the results. They wanted something more practical, something that could move people, not just equipment. What made Daimler and Maybach special was their forward-thinking vision and courage to challenge the status quo. They knew the technology they sought didn't exist yet, but they were determined to create it. This determination would drive a revolution that was about to begin. Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach were much more than skilled engineers. They were visionaries fueled by an unyielding passion for innovation. Born in Germany, their life paths brought them together around a shared goal, transforming how the world moved. Daimler, born in 1834, was known for his practical expertise and leadership. He had decades of experience working with stationary engines before teaming up with Maybach. Wilhelm Maybach, younger and born in 1846, was the duo's creative genius, a self-taught innovator. He had a knack for turning concepts into tangible designs. The two met while working at Deutz AG, one of the leading stationary engine manufacturers of the time. At Deutz, Daimler held a leadership role, and Maybach stood out for his ability to design sophisticated components. Despite their success at the company, both shared frustration with the existing engines. They were heavy, inefficient, and limited to industrial use. Daimler and Maybach believed the future lay in small, versatile engines capable of powering vehicles. However, this vision was not widely accepted. Many engineers dismissed the idea of creating such a small, efficient engine as impossible. Frustrated with resistance to their project, Daimler and Maybach decided to strike out on their own. In 1882, they left Deutz AG and set up an improvised workshop in a house in Cannstatt, Germany. There, they faced countless challenges. In addition to financial constraints, they had to deal with a lack of suitable parts and materials for building something so revolutionary. Often, they created improvised tools or adapted existing components. Despite everything, Daimler and Maybach pressed forward, driven by their belief in the transformative potential of a compact engine. In 1883, they achieved a significant milestone, the development of a lightweight internal combustion engine known as the high-speed clock due to its compact appearance. This engine became the starting point for something even more ambitious. With the compact engine completed in 1883, Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach knew they were on the brink of something revolutionary. But an important question remained: how to demonstrate the engine's potential. They needed a lightweight, functional, and simple vehicle, something that could be built quickly with their limited resources. This led to the idea of the Reitwagen, or riding car. The Reitwagen was essentially a motorized tricycle made of wood. Daimler and Maybach opted for a three-wheel design for greater stability compared to a conventional bicycle, especially given the engine's weight. They mounted the engine at the vehicle's center, connecting it to a rear wheel via a transmission belt. Small side wheels were added to prevent tipping during tests. The engine used in the tricycle was a single-cylinder gasoline engine with 0.5 horsepower, capable of reaching 700 revolutions per minute, an impressive innovation for its time. This engine was not only compact, but also lightweight, weighing about 60 kilograms. The tricycle could reach a top speed of 12 kilometers per hour, extraordinary for a self-propelled vehicle in 1885. The first test of the tricycle took place in Cannstatt, near the duo's workshop. Wilhelm Maybach drove the vehicle, as he was lighter and more agile. Reports indicate the machine worked perfectly, despite being noisy and vibrating heavily. This test marked a historic moment. For the first time, a vehicle powered by an internal combustion engine traveled independently. Daimler and Maybach knew they had created something unique, but had no idea of its eventual impact. The Reitwagen was not just a proof of concept for their engine. It demonstrated the potential of motorized vehicles to revolutionize personal transportation. The tricycle built by Daimler and Maybach, the Rightwagen, was not designed for mass production, but its impact was immediate and profound. It was more than an innovative machine. It proved that compact internal combustion engines could revolutionize transportation. The success of the tricycle captured the attention of other engineers and visionaries, including Carl Benz. Inspired by the possibilities of this new technology, Benz developed the Benz patent motorwagen in 1886, considered the first commercially viable automobile. Although the Reitwagen was rudimentary compared to modern automobiles, it laid the foundation for automotive engineering principles. Its compact engine was groundbreaking, demonstrating that fuels like gasoline were more practical and efficient than steam. Furthermore, the simplicity of the Reitwagen's design opened the door for adaptations in various types of vehicles, from motorized carriages to boats. The influence of the Reitwagen quickly extended beyond land transportation. Daimler and Maybach applied their technology to boats, creating the first motorboat in 1886. Shortly afterward, their engine was adapted for use in aircraft, showcasing the versatility of their invention. This adaptability cemented the duo's reputation as pioneers, not just in the automotive industry, but across the entire transportation sector. Meanwhile, competition with Carl Benz and other inventors accelerated the development of automobiles. While Benz patented the patent motorwagen a year after the Reitwagen's debut, the two inventions are often compared. The patent motorwagen was more refined and specifically designed as a car, whereas the Reitwagen served as an experimental platform for testing the engine. Nevertheless, the tricycle has the distinction of being the first functional motorized vehicle, an achievement that remains undeniable. The cultural impact was also significant. The Reitwagen marked the dawn of a new era in which personal transportation would no longer rely on animals or fixed infrastructure. It paved the way for the development of modern automobiles, which became symbols of freedom and progress throughout the 20th century. More than a century after its first ride, the Reitwagen, created by Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach, remains celebrated as a cornerstone of mobility history. Although it was not mass-produced, its creation symbolizes the beginning of the automotive era and the vision of a future powered by internal combustion engines. Today, the tricycle is a central exhibit in museums worldwide, especially at the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart, Germany. Detailed replicas of the original vehicle allow visitors to admire the ingenuity of its construction and reflect on how such a simple idea evolved into the sophisticated automobiles we know today. The legacy of Daimler and Maybach extends far beyond the tricycle itself. Their work led to the establishment of companies that would become automotive industry giants, such as Mercedes-Benz. Moreover, their innovative approach and entrepreneurial spirit continue to inspire engineers and inventors to tackle modern mobility challenges. There is also profound symbolism in the Reitwagen. It represents a moment when humanity took a significant step toward freedom of movement. Before its invention, personal transportation depended on external forces, animals, or fixed infrastructure like tracks. With the tricycle, Daimler and Maybach put the power of locomotion directly into people's hands, ushering in a new era of independence. Interestingly, the tricycle also marked the beginning of technological rivalries, the debate over who truly invented the automobile. Daimler and Maybach with their tricycle or Carl Benz with the patent motorwagon continues among automotive history enthusiasts. However, there is consensus that both contribute significantly to the creation of modern vehicles, with the Reitwagen establishing the technological foundation that made the automobile possible. The tricycle's influence extends beyond cars. The idea of lightweight, compact engines inspired developments in motorcycles, boats, and even aircraft, illustrating how a single innovation can transcend its original application. The Rightwagen was more than an invention. It was a starting point. It demonstrated to the world that it was possible to think beyond the obvious, push boundaries, and turn dreams into reality. Its story is a reminder that great revolutions often begin with small steps, or, in this case, the noisy, rattling turns of an engine mounted on a wooden frame. Thus, from a modest tricycle in Cannstatt, the automotive industry was born, a force that today moves the world.